Kudo Mawufe Numetole. We are Hosu Àgèlògbàgàn, Agbori the First, the paramount monarch of the Quilombo Maroon, and we put Maroon there to clarify the word Quilombo. Hopefully that'll be in parlance enough that people can understand. When we say Quilombo, we're talking about Maroonage. So the Quilombo monarchy of Ganlodo, which is located here in, believe it or not, the Western Hemisphere, in the United States of America. We are here at the Quilombo Home, the Palace of Quilombo. That is the name of the palace. Each monarch, they have a name for their palace. So, real briefly, we had a thought. We were thinking about all of the powerful commentary and testimonies we've had concerning Africans who have had roots readings from us and roots readings in general. And as you all know, you can go to restorationhealing.com and you can read about the roots reading. You'll see at the top, the menu at the top, it talks about, it has the various things that we do. And one of them is roots readings and Joto readings. Joto is spelled Z-O-T-O. So that's restorationhealing.com. And just to let you know before we go forward with this very, very short video, we have launched the website, relaunched actually the website for the Monarchy of Ganlodo, and it's ganlodokingdom.com. G-A-N-L-O-D-O kingdom.com. We only use the word kingdom in the name of the domain for SEO purposes. SEO is search engine optimization. But as you will see throughout the site, we never use the word kingdom. We use the word monarchy because we have kings and queens. So the kingdom thing is just for people looking up African kingdoms. Because that's what normally that's what a person is going to do. They're going to type in African kingdom. They're not going to type in African monarchs or monarchy. So we've run into people even from the continent and from here where we remember a very misguided young lady a few years ago. She was asking us our lineage, right? And we told her, our people were traced from, what it used to be called Dahomey. That was for general purposes, but actually our people are from Heavy, which was a smaller monarchy that never really submitted themselves to Dahomey. And there were other such monarchies that never really submitted to Dahomey like that. The European wrote the history and they said this was all Dahomey. Well, it was an oppressive regime for a big part of it. So these people did not, a lot of these people did not like Heavy, the Hula monarchy, different places like that did not agree with Dahomey. But that's another story. So this young, misguided young lady who claimed to be in Palo and all this other stuff, we told her, we knew about our ancestry through our roots reading, right? So of course we had to get a roots reading before. We didn't know what roots readings, how to do roots readings, rather we knew what roots readings were. And various other ancestral readings put together our history. And she asked, did we ever take a DNA test, right? Now, this is a person that claims to be in an African culture and had all these people following her on Facebook and whatnot. And we was like, for what? Why? And she was like, why not? Why would you do that? Like the DNA test, and we have a article on the site talking about the false world of the DNA testing, where they randomly give you these areas that you're from. Then one test will say an area, then another test will say another area, and It's a game that they're running, and they've been exposed, except for a lot of new African people, as usual, being the reactionary people that they tend to be. They don't know that these people have already been exposed. This stuff about these DNA tests it's just random noise a lot of times. So we're on the subject of the DNA test, the roots reading and DNA testing type of thing. But here is the reason that we made this video. This is something that it just dawned on us to really put out there with the rest of the world. Isn't it ironic that the very people that stole your identity, because like a lot of people say our identity was stolen, our language was stolen, our culture was stolen, hidden, locked away, katawakata. Katawakata means et cetera, in the Kibantu or so-called Swahili language. Isn't it ironic that the very same people that distorted your identity, created the situation along with some sellout, degenerate continental Africans, but primarily these Europeans who set the thing up where you wouldn't know your last name, and you still don't know your last name when you take those DNA tests. See, a roots reading gives you the family name, clan name, even totems when they are present, which you usually are. Circumstances, how they got into captivity, and a whole lot of other stuff, stuff that happened to them when they got over here in the United States or the other parts of the Americas or England or wherever they ended up. It is very ironic that many people who claim to be so African, and some not so African, but many that claim to be so African, they are running to the DNA test created by the very people that distorted their identity from the first place. They're basically saying, the European and the Asians that's aiding and abetting them in the labs, right? They're basically saying, we gonna steal your identity and sell it back to you. We took it, distorted it, messed it all up. But for whatever fee, let's say it's 2 cents, we're gonna sell it back to you. Isn't that ironic? And what is funny is, and it's actually sad, isn't it ironic that African people fall for that hook, line, and sinker? People that are wearing the leques of the Isheshe tradition with the deities, basically the slave beads, those small beads, those were trade beads. And even people in Vodun, and a lot of them wearing the slave beads too, and in their Akan tradition and whatnot. They are running to DNA tests. People that took their identity and they're buying it back from them. It reminds us of that story of, which is true history, of the so-called Mansa Musa. Mansa means king, so we have to say so-called. And he wanted to prove how Muslim he was to the Arabs. So he took the pilgrimage. This is how he got to be known as the richest man ever in the world. Really what he did, he stole a lot of people's money in his own monarchy and to make a trip to Mecca to prove his Islamicism. So he took the trip, went to Mecca, made it to Mecca, barely made it to Mecca, dropped off a lot of money along the way, dropped off money in Egypt and all these other Arab-speaking areas, and then didn't have any money to really get back. And so he had to borrow the very money he spent, proving that he was Muslim. He had to borrow that to get back to Mali, the great empire of Mali, So people going to these DNA tests and whatnot, that's the same vein. You're going back to the same people that rip you apart, that have you in a position where you don't know who you are. They have you in a position of looking at Forrest Whitaker and Oprah when they go and take these tests, and now you get inspired by that instead of your culture. Isn't that ironic? We have been Àgèlògbàgàn, Àgbàwí the First, the Ganlodo Hosu, the Kilambo Hosu. Check out our website, restorationhealing.com, and our Monarchy's website, GanlodoKingdom.com, GANLODO. Ori, your mind. Think about these things. Odigba.